YouTube and Advanced Wars Net. This is Captain Brenner from Advanced Wars. That's my username. Some of you may know me as 75K for known incidents, but I'm here. I think I'm going to start vlogging my blogs. I'm going to put all my blog entries into video. You can visit my blog at www.blogger.com/advancedwarsblog. I think that's it. I have no idea. I don't have it in front of me right now. And today I'd like to talk about the game Advanced Wars: Days of Ruin. That's what all my vlogs now are going to be about. It's a strategy, turn-based, grid-based tactics game. If you don't have it for DS, I highly recommend getting it. Days of Ruin is the newest one. Kind of a darker plot, but it's still a great game. And I'm going to talk about one of the player strategies today that I learned from another player, Gipface. He's the #1 ranked in the world, winner of all games tournament. He's great. It's called rocket locking. And what that does is, rocket in the game is a ranged unit. It has one of the furthest land-based unit range, and it allows you, the whole point of rocket locking is to prevent your opponent from gaining key properties or territory on the map, because if they enter your rocket's range, they're just going to get fired upon. So what we do is we position a rocket such that it has relative protection, or we position it in our own city or territory so that it doesn't run out of supplies or ammo, and it heals every turn if it does happen to get attacked. And we basically pin down other units, prevent them from moving into your firing range, or they're forced to go around you and confront other units. And this strategy proves useful when you're doing random Wi-Fi matches, because there's a set amount of time. I think it's 20 days or 40 days, I'm not exactly sure, and when the time runs out and no player has won yet, it goes to who has the most properties at the end of the game. And if you can get your opponent into a rocket lock, you can prevent them from gaining territories while you gain them. And so, I mean, it's a great way to win a game. And if you're in a rocket lock, trust me, they are tough to get out of, but there are ways. And I'll go over that later. So, how do you make your own rocket lock? Well, it's not that hard. It's basically just what it sounds like. Obviously, like, I can't imagine you doing it in Fog of War, because usually when you're firing at your enemy, you have to be able to see them. Well, that's what I was taught. And so if they're way off in the distance and it's a ranged unit, it's not beside them, so it can't see the enemy units. You're gonna have a lot of trouble firing at them, and well, you can't fire at them. Excuse my joke; it's not funny. And so yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing it in Fog of War, and I wouldn't base your win or your game on rocket locking. Like, I wouldn't make your focus to get them into that rocket lock and then just do nothing. For example, if it's like midway through the game and half of the cities are taken up and there's a little neutral cluster left on the map, it would probably be a good idea, to send a rocket over there, pin them down. But then don't just leave it there open. Okay, they're pinned down, so what do? They build a tank and they come and destroy your rocket. As soon as you have those cities pinned, you want to get your rocket there, it's pinned, now you want to move in with infantry and capture the cities. It's not, a rocket lock always should be followed, if you're trying to guard neutral cities and take them, it should always be followed by infantry units. And if not, then I'd get a tank in there and clear it out, then send them in. So you're locked in a rocket lock. A player like Gipface might have you in one, or Kitsune, or any of the other players on it from Advanced Wars Net. You're in a rocket lock. What can you do to get out of it? Well, there are numerous ways you can get out of it. I'll explain that later, but there are still ways to capture cities while in a rocket lock. What you can do is, you're pinned down by a rocket, and there's 3 cities. Well, if you move 3 infantry in and start capturing all 3 cities in one day, the rocket, on its turn, when it's your opponent's turn, can't attack all 3 infantry, it can only attack 1, and then that's the turn done for the rocket. So if there are no other units able to attack your infantry except the rocket, only the rocket is going to get you, And then, on your next turn, you still have 2 infantry unharmed that can capture those cities. The third one is probably going to be around 2-3 health, so it's pretty useless, and you might as well go join it up with another infantry. Or, if you're in a rocket lock, and you're not willing to lose infantry, or maybe you don't have a lot of available capturing units, what Gibface did in his video was he CO'd a tank, he put it in firing range of the rocket, and moved the infantry in firing range. So on his opponent's turn, his opponent had to decide, does he attack the tank to save the rocket, or does he attack the infantry to prevent it from gaining the territory? And what the rocket will do, I'd say about 85% of the time, is attack the CO unit. Or what they'll do is they'll try to hold off your tank for as long as possible with other units, and if they can't do that, they'll finish it off with the rocket, allowing the infantry to gain territories. So if you can get something, force the rocket to fight on 2 fronts, you can usually take care of it pretty well. If you want more information on rocket locking, I'd visit Gipface's channel, conveniently located under my chin. I'd visit his channel, or you can search up on YouTube Gipface teaches rocket locking, or you can visit my blog, which I can't really remember the link to, but if you Google Advanced Wars blog, it's the first result. And remember to join Advanced Wars Net, the fan site, at www.advancedwarsnet.com.